नहीं वो आपने मैं तो वो टेस्ट चलाया था आपने इसको चलाया था पहले जो था वो तो सेव हो गया मैंने एक्चुअली ऑन नहीं किया था मैंने उसको अपने टेस्ट करने के लिए मैंने वैसे वो लाइव मीटिंग उस समय सेटअप किया
એટલે વાઈફાઈ આપ્યું ને
हाँ ये रहा
If Bhavin is coming, right, in that TV it's going to be and this TV?
It's a Spectrum Wi-Fi Plus.
we are live at it.
Spectrum Wi-Fi
All
Plus.
the TVs
No,
can
नहीं कौन सा network? हाँ. Spectrum Wi-Fi. Oh, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Now, every time we think of making tea or anything at the temple, iha.
मैंने open
Voice बंद कर दी।
voice
It just started, don't worry.
नहीं पढ़ So અહીંયાથી કરશો આવે છે આ સ્પીકર અચ્છા નામ क्या Okay. So speak you don't want to talk or speaker to on the thing. But यहाँ पर वीडियो रखी जाओ अच्छा we'll just move it. I see that. Oh yes.
Yeah.
He was always smiling. Past couple of years, हमने
Chirag, you come here.
Yeah, Chirag,
Come here, madam. Just stand here. Yeah.
कल्पना जाने
Guys, we have 5 minutes. Okay? Once we turn the volume on here, nobody talks. Voice option.
That's fine. Thanks. That's okay. Do you want to say something for me? Okay, with after so પછી તો પ્રોબ્લેમ છે and we kind of a meeting speech with that. No, it's okay. Whoever is late, anybody wants to say, I give a lot for that. Because it's a resolution, I think, yeah, it's hard. Just fine. You know, like, so they're not like. Then they up to them. Yeah. How do you allow them to come in? You can just stand here in the middle so that you can see this. Somebody standing inside the door. That way it's easier. That way you don't have to. Well, I know that you can stand here. That way you're just here. The door. If you don't get it, then they can see it. You won't get it. So come up with the flow. See how much. See how many people are actually.
Just touch me.
That's a great picture. No?
Yeah, that's a great picture. I have it.
That's a great. I love that
That's
picture.
fire.
Right now.
That's fire. Very definitely book in and I made with the picture.
Oh, yeah.
Made with it.
Yeah.
More. Right on. Yeah.
So it's a cute dog. I know.
Okay, we can start 12:15 again. Okay, perfect. Okay. My pictures are this video. I think last Amit had come, we took a lot of pictures together.
मजा आ गई ना? Did you say? That was good.
11 बजे अच्छे साथ हैं.
That was good. Our mummy साथे mummy age के कितना वाला picture से
I know.
She's the luckiest.
Yeah, we'll put that.
Hmm.
और पाछળ बैकग्राउंड बंद કરીને નાખો. અનિશ હવે ઉપર.
નથી સંભળાતું.
It's okay. અને આનું વધારે કરવું હોય તો I can do it. આનું.
કશું જ નહીં હતી બધું એને સોંપી દીધું હા હવે શીખવું પડશે તમે જ આવી જાઓ સાચે કશું જ નહીં મારા પપ્પાને બી કશું જ નહીં બધું અનિશે અહીંયા જ આવીને કર્યું છે અમારા ઘરમાં આ લોકો એ છે અમારા ઘરમાં અત્યારે રિલીજીયસ નતા દેરાસરની બાજુમાં રહેતા હતા પણ સેવા તો મારી મમ્મી તો દેરાસરમાં કદાચ ગયા બી નથી અને યાદ બી નથી પપ્પા જતા દરરોજ સવારે વર્ષો પછી એમને મૂડી ખીચાયા હતા મમ્મી હતા હીરાબાદ 60-70 ના હતા ઘરે આવે થઈ ગયા કે બીમાર જતો દેરાસર એટલે માએ કીધું એટલે પછી પપ્પા રોજ જતા રોજ એટલે 2 મહિના જોડીને બહાર બધું અહીંયા શીખ્યો છે મારે તો બધું જે વાત કરે ને મારે તો બધું ઉપર જાય બીજી વાત
Okay, we can go. Bye.
मला स्टार्ट करा.
एक सेकंड म्यूट करें लाइव ओके
Jai Jalandhar to everybody. Unfortunately, we are all meeting at a very sorrowful time of untimely passing of my brother, Anishbhai Doshi. I would like to start with Navkar Mantra and hope some of you in the back can join me also in the Navkar Mantra. So not only the vibrations of the mantra are heard in this room, but all the way to Anish, wherever he is right now. So please join me. Namo Haryantaram, Namo Siddhanam, Namo Ayyanam, Namo Uvachayanam, Namo Loke Savvasahanam, Eso Panchanamakaro, Sarva Pava Panasano, Mangalayanjana Sarvesing, Paramam Bhavai Mangalam. Thank you all. Anish was a special soul. Not because he was just my brother, he was just a special soul. He was born on, as most of you know, on Gandhi Jayanti, October 2nd, 1966. First and foremost, he was my brother for the first 24 years of his life, until he moved to Ohio. He was an incredible brother to me, and then to Kalpana, my wife. He was Anish Kaka to Payal, my daughter, and Chirag. He was a quintessential uncle to them, one who would fill family reunions with laughter, joy, and such positive energy that once he left the room or he left, it would be a big void for days to come. He was a friend to all, the way I see it now. That was my Anish. Let me take you back on a short journey who really Anish was, because you all know him for the next 30 years of my life, of his life. I know him for the first 24. Anish was born a chubby boy, and we all called him Gattu. We still call him Gattu. I was born very skanky, and my mother was told by the doctors, feed him eggs, otherwise the kid will die. And guess what my mother decided? Not to feed me eggs and let me die. Thank God I survived. But Anish Gattu was a healthy boy and was a bundle of joy for everybody. Growing up, unlike what you see him today, he was a complete, what we call a masti-khor. Everything was a prank to him. He got into fights, which is not the Anish you know. He got into fights with friends of mine who were older. He would always come home beaten up. My mother would sometimes have a ritual. As soon as he came off the bus, the school bus, take him to the doctor. Because Anish would have definitely fought with somebody or the other. And after doing all the masti, my mother would beat us with lakadi, as we all know what the lakadi is in India, hanging the clothes. And then my mother would be so nice to complain to my dad, who would then spank us sometimes with his belt. But let me tell you something, those things made us both not only close, but great brothers, okay? And then we decided one day, my parents decided one day that we should go to a boarding school. Sure enough, Anish hated boarding school. He cried. And probably that's the only time that I actually consoled him on my shoulders. But as Anish has always been, once again, he adapted to the school, he was loved by all, and he excelled in studies. Growing up, I remember this very well. One day, came back from school, the results were out. I was happy to be number 23 in a class of 30. Meanwhile, Anish is crying his heart out. We thought, oh my God, what happened? Anish finally declared to my mom, after crying Jamuna, Ganga tears, on and on and on, that he was so used to being first in class. Finally, he said, Mom, today I am number 2 in the class. And he was crying. I'm like, oh my God, this guy is crying because he's number 2 once in a while, and I'm like number 23 to number 29 in a class of 30. Thank God. Anyways, that was Anish. He always excelled in everything he did, and he did it very, very well. Eventually, we moved out of the house and we went to boarding school. This is where Anish also excelled. I was a great student, Anish was a better student. I was a great role model, Anish was a better role model. In school, which is Hansraj Morarji, where we also got a lot of beginning of how we became what we are today. So we thank Hansraj Morarji for that and the training we got there. They all decided that I should be the prefect. And guess what? When the announcement came, I was not the prefect, okay? 2 years later, Anish, who was younger by 2 years to me, guess what? He became not only the prefect, but the master prefect. So I got my vengeance as I'm living through, we all do through our kids, I was living through my brother. So thank you, Anish, for saving grace. I could not become prefect, but he became the master prefect. Anish and I love to draw. He'll tell you I was a better artist, but somehow his paintings always made it to the school exhibitions, always made it to somewhere where it was important, and mine, not so much. Anish, once again, you excel in that, and I did, but thank you for that. Anish, growing up, was what I call a handsome boy. Me, not so much. When I would come out of the bathroom, my dad would say, "Te shower lidoge nahi?" And I would be sent back. Meanwhile, Anish would not even shower and say, "Okay, let's go. Let's go wherever we need to go." That was Anish, a nice, handsome guy. Of course, you can see the difference now. He always had long, beautiful jet black hair, and I didn't. But that's okay. He was my brother, and that's all it matters to me. So the sad part comes in when Anish got struck by this crazy disease 24 years ago, which some of you know, some of you may not know. When he, at the young age of 24, he had his first tumor pop out of his neck. The tumor was removed, and he became well. Thank God it was not benign. We hid this fact from many, many people. He did not want to talk about this. He suffered. He suffered throughout the course for the next 30 years until he passed away, as we all know. He never said a word to us or the world. He believed in the karma theory and explained to me in many different ways at various stages throughout the process that why he has to endure and not me. I always said, Anish, whatever you have, why couldn't God give me half? He had his explanations which went right past me. I have no idea of those explanations. Anish was an ideal brother to my wife, Kalpana. As soon as he came to our house, Bhabhi, you look tired. Let me put hair in your oil. Let me massage it. And let me tell you, that was the best massage she ever got. Bhabhi, you look tired today. Your feet must be aching. And guess what? He gave her the best foot massage. And there she was, never accepting or saying no. Because he was the best at what he did. Right, Kalpana? There you go. He made the best dishes when he came home. He wanted to make sure Chirag, the world's pickiest eater, my son, always tried something from Anish Kaka. And Anish Kaka made it to perfection. He wouldn't try his mom's cooking at times, but he would try Anish Kaka's because Anish Kaka made it. Payal, our daughter, who unfortunately could not be here, is stuck in LA and is watching, hopefully. She is gluten-free and vegetarian. But lo and behold, Anish Kaka will make one fresh pizza for us and one beautiful pizza for her. Somehow, her pizza was the best. So thank you, Anish Kaka. Anish, I'm a cook, a good cook, probably a great cook in my eyes, but you, as we all know, are better. So thank you for that also. Payal and Chirag, one of the biggest regret from what I know from John is Anish Kaka could not spend enough time with both of you. He wanted to be a bigger part of your life, but I can only explain it this way. Anish Kaka became Kaka to so many others. And I see the joy in the pictures right there. I see the joy in the pictures right there of Anish Kaka teaching, playing, having fun with these kids for endless hours. So once again, thank you, Anish. I took solace after the disease struck him that he was a fighter and a strong one. Come what may, he will prevail. All noble souls suffer for us. For our human misdeeds, you were unfortunately the soul that suffered the most. So again, thank you for suffering for us. At some point when the disease struck him, so did a call from above of higher learning and serving humanity. Whether it was via dance, he mastered Bharatanatyam at an early age and took it upon himself to enter into various charities, only raising money for the temples and for good causes. So thank you, Ilashi Bain. I know you taught him, and I rest in peace. Learning scriptures on his own, teaching kriyas, learning kriyas, teaching at parshalas, and writing beautiful stories to attract the young and the old to come to the temple every weekend. You did everything without letting a single soul know of your pain and suffering, and you hid behind your gregarious laugh and laughter. Thank you, Anish. Anish is a special brother, a devoted son to Vimal Bhai, who is watching, and many, many cousins and family friends in India. A friend to all of you, a caring, innovative teacher, and a fantastic cook. Anish, I do not want to tie your soul down to our selfish wants and needs, but somehow your work here is incomplete. And for all those selfish reasons, we implore you to come back and touch all of us in your personal ways. I cannot thank Prabhanti, who is a mother to him, to Hina and Chaya, the best sisters a brother can have, to Hiten and Sanjeev, for being a brother to Anish in my absence. We love you all, and please, you are now, and we like to be, part of your family. A special thanks to John for always being by Anish's side as a friend, as a companion who took care of Anish till his last breath, and we are all indebted to him too. A big thank you to all members of J Coco. He was close to all of you. A special thanks to Mona Ben, Alpesh Bhai, and the Executive Committee, Board of Trustees, and J Coco at large. May we all live and cherish every moment how Anish cherished his life through all of us. Thank you all. Om Shanti and Jai Jinendra. I now like to invite Hiten, the de facto brother, to come up and talk about Anish.
Not too many things can render me speechless, as most people. So,
Bring the microphone down.
microphone down, okay. Just speak better when I have it in my hands, but okay. Not too many people can render me speechless, but my Anish somehow always has been. मेरी जिंदगी सवारी मुझको गले लगा के बैठा दिया फलक पे मुझे खाट से उठा के यार तेरी यारी को मैंने तो खुदा माना याद करेगी दुनिया तेरा मेरा अफसाना तेरे जैसा यार कहाँ तेरा कहाँ ऐसा यार Beautiful. Well, I have been thinking about Anish for the last few days. There is just one word that embodies him for me. That is friendship, that is dosti, that is mitrata. Anish was an incredible gift that Hina and I gave ourselves. You know, you said that you pick your friends, and we were so fortunate to pick him 27 years back. He added the fullness to our lives. There are three qualities that are a base of good friendship: authenticity, honesty, and trust. And like a true friend, Anish always supported and encouraged us. He tolerated our shortcomings, which was a big deal, accepted us unconditionally,
and cared for us no matter what. At our work, Anish was just one of the team members. He was there whenever he was available. If you didn't know any better, you would think that he was working with us. He knew all of our team members and everything else. During one of the award functions, we only had one team member attend the event for networking, as we didn't expect to win anything. Well, we did end up winning it. And actually, Anish went up to get the award on our behalf. So he showed up on all of our Christmas parties. He showed up on all of our team events, everything else. He's got a standing invitation to join everything. He helped many of them with their loans, knew everybody so well and stole everybody's heart. Anish was also helped Hina and I get our first refinancing back in 2001 when I went off on my own, left my job. We didn't have a credit history. Somehow we managed to refinance and everything else. So since then, we never had to look for anybody else. Many of our best memories, though, are all tied around Dera Sir. Pratik will talk a little bit about what Anish meant to Jacopo and all of us. He's written an incredible poem that I can't wait for everybody to hear. What we do remember, though, is his fanatic focus on keeping the temple clean. I mean, he's gotten mad at everyone in this room and everybody in the Zoom conference because they would leave something behind, because they would not, things do properly. He was almost, he almost had a neurotic insistence on keeping the Rangvanda, Kesar room, and kitchen organized. I think short of putting the labels, he did everything else. His endless finagling of sequences and events, and the Libra in him would not let him balance. You give him two different things, and he's got to run through his, yin and yang for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or often for days. So, and then he would have an opinion. And 3 days later, he have a different opinion, and 3 days later, with another opinion. And then finally, you have to force somebody to make a decision, and he would go along with that. I remember Anish for his quirky selection of words. He'd come up with some just bizarre words at the randomest time, mixed it with incredible wit and often profound insights. So, like a few years back, he said, 2/3 of the world, then it makes less than $1 a day. I'm like, what are you talking about? You just made that up. No, he said, didn't. So, lo and behold, you research, and National Geographic has all the stats. You used to read National Geographic and some of the most, history magazines, all of that. मेरे दिल की ये दुआ है, कभी दूर तू न जाए, तेरे बिना हो जीना, वो दिन कभी न आए, तेरे संग जीना, तेरे संग मर जाना, याद करेगी दुनिया, तेरा मेरा अफसाना, तेरे जैसा यार कहाँ ऐसा यार. And when I say that, it's not just applicable to me, it's applicable to everybody. I think he was that close of a friend to everybody. I remember him for making tea for me. So 2 weeks back, just before Thanksgiving, he was home, and I was working from home, and hey, Anish comes in, Anish does his own thing with mom, and hey, and he'd come, without a whisker of a noise because I'm on the call, hey, chapile. And then a few minutes later, I had a standing contract for at least last 8 years. That was in return for me helping him build the temple. That he would make handu for me every other month. So, Hina never learned how to make it, and he was my substitute for that. So, handu was like a big deal. I loved it, and he would be the only one that would help me with that. He started doing the Doshi dough, and I'm like, how can we go public with that? Because I'd really like to invest and help you support and go on their vision for that. But I think he said, baking and darshan and baking and banking goes together. And I'm like, it does not. But he thought it does, and he never left either one of them. I remember him teaching our kids this incredible, just weirdest of the rhymes that still sticks with us. Ishan does not have the best of the memories, but he remembered everything that Anishbhai told him. The Thanksgiving cooking, which has been a tradition for us for the last 8 years or so, and making Jain dishes delicious. I think our kids really struggle with trying to, this new generation of kids where Jain is always boring, Jains never really taste good, all of that, onion, garlic, tomato, all that stuff needed. Anish uncle convinced them, proved to them that they would eat their hearts out with the Jain dishes he made. But I will remember this. बेवफा बन गया वादा तोड़ के चल दिया इस तरह राह में तू मुझे पीछे छोड़ के आगे तो निकल गया साथी तो बदल गया तोरी दोस्ती ये दोस्ती हम नहीं छोड़ेंगे दम मगर तेरा साथ ना छोड़ेंगे મને પુસ્તકન આવડતા નથી મને ગીતો આવડે છે મને દોસ્તી આવડે છે this is all I could do to remember him and by Anish मेरा वो कमीना दोस्त था will never be forgotten will always be missed. I'll end with how I ended most of my conversations over the last year. Every time he left I told him I love you bro. I texted him if I didn't get to see him I love you bro. And today I do want to add one more thing. I will miss you, bro. I miss you a lot. I'll now ask Pradeep to say something which is prepared and eloquently spells out how each and every one of our Jacob pages will remember him by. Jai Jendra, Om Shanti, and thank you, Anish, for everything you've done for us.
Okay.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
So yesterday, when I heard the news of Anish passing away, I cried. Today, in front of him, I decided I'm not gonna cry because he will be so mad at me. So I'm gonna stick to my guns, and if I cry, I'll be punished by him. He'll get up and spank me. So my name is Prateek Dalal, and I've known Anish for the last 20-some years. And I'm going to start my tribute with a poem with a disclaimer that this poem is not going to be as good as Anish's. So we're going to begin with that. The title of this poem is Where is Anish? Again, the title of this poem is Where is Anish? Anish is in well-placed kitchen utensils. Anish is in well-staked paper products. Anish is in the aromatic and delightful masala tea that I think Hiten and everybody mentioned. Anish is in shining hallways. Anish is in puja rooms, kesar and chandan. Anish is the fire in our diyas.
Nice.
Anish is the fragrance in Rang Mandap. Anish is in well-tended plants. Anish is in the petal of our flower gardens. Anish is in spread of our paints. Anish is in the deep breath of my meditation. Anish is in a form of our yoga. Anish is in the hearts of all. Anish is the foundation brick. Anish is the soul in our dwaja. Anish is in the nad of Ghantaram, the bell chimes. Anish is the tal and sur. Anish is in my chamar dance. Anish is the energy of our dramas. Anish is the laughter of Munna Bhai. Anish is the thread in window coverings. And I'll talk about that a little later on. Anish is the wind blowing from Rang Mandap to kitchen. Anish is in the spicy vegan Thai curry. Anish is the sweetness in our cookies. Anish is the Kuber in our Bhanda. For those reference, Kuber is the god of wealth. Anish is the soul of this poem. Anish is the shining star of my temple. Anish is the signpost of my derasar. Anish is Aharnish. Aharnish means to be constant everywhere in the energy that you will feel. He will be with us. He'll be with us constantly. So if I visualize Anish, Anish is everywhere. I see him cleaning the countertops. I see him closing the blinds. I see him laundering napkins. I see him making rotaries for Amble. I see him dancing, because I was a dancing monkey. We were known as two dancing monkeys. I was the second one. I see him inspecting the dust specks left by cleaners, and they will hear about it. I see him tending our grounds. I see him serving tea. I see him reciting Shanti. I see him leading the camp. I see him around the campfire. I see him by the garbage container throwing our waste. I see him everywhere because he is a constant. Anish is Aharnish.
Very nice.
My dear friend, we may be physically apart, but we are still connected. Make sure that I'm going to call you. I'm going to email you. And I'll talk to you. And remember, I may sneak in a request for your tart recipe. On behalf of the Giant Center of Central Ohio, to Anish, Anish Bhai, Anish Uncle, goodbye. We will miss your physical presence, but you will be with us in spirits all the time. You are not gone. You are not forgotten. You will be with us all the time. Jai Jinendra, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace.
Okay, the 15 Zoom open raki soon. The focus will be on Anish. So जिन्हें दर्शन करवा हुआ जिन्हें नहीं आ सके बता को ये लाभ ले सके and final दर्शन कर सके. And we'll close the Zoom link around 1 o'clock. And I'm sure there are people that are coming in the organization to see us. So thank you everybody for joining in the Zoom. Anish and all of the families we have and all of the people. Thank you, everybody appreciate it. And please have a 15 minutes of waiting for Anish again. Thank you. I'm so glad you did this. Yeah, it was everything. When he said, you like, I get it. There's nobody else who can say anything after that.
Well, and so vigilant, and,
That's strong.
yeah.
Come here, one person.
Okay. તો હવે જેના દર્શન થઈ ગયા છે એને હા પ્લીઝ લોગ ઓફ
Shanti, humble request to everybody who has logged in. हमारा घना बड़ा फैमिली मेंबर्स અને મિત્રો લોગિન થઈ નથી શકતા કારણ કે હોમ કેપેસિટી ઇઝ ઓન્લી 100 people. તો જે મિત્રો ફેમિલી મેમ્બર્સ જેમના દર્શન અનિષ્ભાઈના થઈ ગયા હોય પ્લીઝ તમે જો થોડીક વાર માટે બદલાવ કરો તો બીજા ફેમિલી મેમ્બર્સ કે મિત્રો લોગિન થઈ અને અનિષ્ભાઈના દર્શન કરશે. થેન્ક યુ. બાર મિનિટ હવે બાકી છે તો પ્લીઝ વી વુડ રિયલી એપ્રિશિએટ કે બીજાને પણ દર્શન કરવાનું. થેન્ક યુ.
I think now they should be able to join now 84.
હા ઠીક છે યા So the flow will be after तो भले ओके sounds good. No worries.
According to the law.
बराबर नहीं बराबर.
I know. Shop also bring it. But things are clothing. Clothing. What I was wearing. In front of it.
Yeah, exactly. The peak has been very strong. All fundraising activities. Yes, connections inside the community where हमारे जो बोलियों ने आंदोलन चालू हुए थे consciously चालू हुए.
I think Naresh by tomorrow Karawa. Naresh. I did. October 2nd. All on me. Best food, best catering, best. So, whatever it is,
Yes. Yeah. Tell me the steps. He needs his partner. Yeah. Him and Anish. Yeah, definitely. My wife is very much highly normal. She did. She got over it. Next October 2nd day. Summer dance. Yeah, he's the partner. Very big very big. Yeah, look, 1 o'clock. So people नहीं आप आवे ना दिखे after like we're not waiting for one. Yeah. Everybody knows the show. Oh. What cameras? What's the you can't see his face anyway. It's just so far. Kami તમારો પ્રેસ્ક્રિપ્શન કે કે ચાર ઉપર ત્યાં મૂકી દે છે ને ઓકે ખાલી ઝૂમ એમ કરીને એટલે અમારું બીજું કોઈ પ્રોસિજર નથી. Yeah. Once you meet the voice, sure. Sure. It's really great to meet everyone. Ad hoc. But unfortunate circumstances. Anish was very close to me. He spent a lot of time working on, and you saw the Parental things. Yeah. There were multiple features, but when it was Anish, it was like great. Yeah. So awesome. They're like, let's go to Parental. They make it fun. There was yeah, body. No, I grew up in India and then went to Massachusetts. Okay. 91 or something. Sure. He said 1989. He had a temple of his house. So Hina and Anish did not fight back in 1997. And he moved on his house. And then we moved into rental place and then we started building a new temple in 2007. 12 July 23rd. They increased, but we didn't realize them. But we haven't decoded it. Yeah, sorry. I know. 100. I think we have a recording. We'll send out.
सारा कर्म कराया से एक होता है बहुत सरस
Yeah.
volume. No, we are all fine.
Style and each.
Oh, really? How you doing?
Yeah. How are you?
Sorry for your loss.
No, yeah, I figured.
You lecture.
Yeah. Okay. 96.
It's all.
Use 96. You 96.
Yeah, 95, 96.
Okay. I enjoyed it.
જોયું ને કોણ કોણ આવ્યું છે હા બોલ એ બધું મૂકી તો હશે બધું આપણે એટલા યાદ કરાવવું જોઈએ બધું કહ્યું છે શાલ કરી છે સુખડની મહાદેવ
Silishan, can you please leave the door open?
Yeah. I agree with that. No, it's okay. We're one o'clock.
yeah 100%.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, we'll wrap up.
Can you move this podium also out of the way or on the side?
Anisha, गाड़ी रखिए. बंद करें ऑफ से ये मूव कर
इसको घुमा देते फिर इसको घुमा देते My daughter is that's my daughter.
Yeah. Just 1 more minute. Yeah.
Indrajit, yeah, Khalid, we're just going to do
Take
the
a second. 1 more minute.
1 more minute of Zoom.
So sorry for your loss too.
Please, yeah.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
I used to work for him. For many years. You're from the bank? No, at the mortgage.
At Charter.
Yeah, you live in New York, right?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We are only two.
Right.
Just like-
Yeah.
How do you know that?
Charter mortgage. Oh, wow.
Going that is particular.
India went one time. Oh, that's a long flight.
Sinclair. Right.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, back in 2001, I left my job, started the business, and he helped me write it because it was really weird for those things. But someone managed it.
Yeah.
Sandalwood. Sandalwood. In short, everything which is pure is so Jainism. Sandalwood is because we quite to worship of the God and praise the living God. That's nothing.
No, but it's
It's going to be cremated. And about 2 to 30%. And they say ashes to ashes.
Yes. Now, is this it, or is there a service after this?
No, this is
No service.
Yeah.
This is
other
it.
restrictions. We can't do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
we weren't sure what that was.
We're glad we got to come and see all of you.
Thank
Your
you.
respect.
Sorry, I had to meet you this way.
Wonderful
Yeah.
guy.
Now, y'all had a cousin in Florida?
Yes.
And that's lady here?
No, she's not here.
Oh, okay.
She wanted to come in, but we said it's best.
Yeah. Oh, okay. He's kind of his sister.
Yes.
Even though we know she
Yeah.
was.
Back in India, everybody, first cousins are your sister and brother.
Oh, okay.
Because everybody so grows up in one same community,
Yeah.
joint family, whatever you call it.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, yeah,
Now, he used to crack me because he'd say banker by day and baker by night.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Bring me cookies all the time.
Yeah. So I was saying, my years in banking and baking are the two things you could not separate one from the other.
yeah.
We call this company Doshi, though. Oh, listen, God's gonna find some other way to give some good people away. Not going to say something else. We can stay with it.
Is John here?
John is not here. He is meditating.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
एक मिनट खाली આપણે આ જોઈને ચાલુ રાખીશું જે કેમેરા દર્શન કરી શકે everybody that has joined us remotely thank you very much and I'm sure Anish will remember all of you as well and thanks for joining on our behalf of all of you. Yeah, so one more thing because of the number of people being able to join the Zoom, some people were not able to join. We will have a YouTube link on the first 30 to 45 minutes of our tribute to Anish as well. So in the next couple of days, we'll send out email out through Gujarati window. Okay, so please look out for that and do join that. Thank you.
અનિશ મને કે હમણાં મમ્મીને છઠ્ઠી કરવા દે અમને કે શું છો એટલે મમ્મીની છઠ કરવાની છે તો કે મને નથી કરવાની મને અનિશે ના He's big into, like, mummy ने हमारा 75th birthday गई ना, तो कि मम्मी ने birthday तो कर दी, चली तो आने बिना संडे को, तो कि no, whether you guys want to do it or not, तो okay first. Yeah, it's
મારા પપ્પા મને this first number ચેક કરવું એ કરવું બસ એને જે કે તમારી બર્થડે છે કે જે એટલે જોડે મારા પપ્પા બી ગયા કરવા દે નહીં
Yeah, you have to go with
We don't want it live.
I know.
Oh my God. So I grew up in and I get it. You see, it's clear. I'm the better. What a billion I'm okay with this. This is such we don't have any. This is not a small yeah, again, oh, yes. Sure. Yeah, પછી તમે ઓલું તમારું પી છે ને
360 અમારી પાસે એક તમારી ફેમિલી બધી ટેલેન્ટેડ ખરી આ બધા
આ તો હતું જ નહીં એક દિવસ મારે વાસણ એવો મારો આધાર જ મારી 325 કે 27 ડોલર મારી સેલરીમાં હું અનીશને કરોડના સાથે લીધો પછી આ સેટ ત્યાંથી 2 મીટરમાં ગયો બ્રોકરેજ ભરતો બી હતો બધું એને જે બી હતું અમારું અને આને બી મળતું હવે આનું તો ઘણું ઓછું મળતું પડે એમ ઘર ચલાવતા પણ કેટલી મજા આવતી આ સેટ ખાવાનું મજા આવી જાય કલ્પના બી છો આ હોય એ બી છે બહુ મસ્ત મજા આવે